Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you might be listening to this. My name is Sutton Def, and you are listening to Sudden Reactions, episode 42. And those of you guys who are new to this show, this is a show where I react to any and everything that piques my interest, any and everything that piques your interest as well. And if you want to know how you can submit topics, videos, discussion pieces, whatever you got, all you got to do is send them to my at handles at Sutton Def on Twitter or Instagram. I'd appreciate that. It is Friday, guys. We made it to another weekend. We made it to another week, and it's Friday, March the 6th. And let me just say this before I get into anything too deep, right? I fully expect, and this is mainly for those of you guys who are watching live. If you're not watching live, you probably already know what I'm talking about. I do fully expect for huge Ravens news to drop while I am on this stream. Okay. Lamar Jackson just tweeted as of 10 minutes ago from when I'm filming this. He tweeted a GIF from a training day, Denzel Washington, when he goes boom, right? And he put the emoji, just the simple smiling face emoji, right? And he also posted on his Instagram about an hour ago, like God is good, things like that. So I'm thinking that him and the Ravens might have just gotten an extension worked out, which would be, I mean, I would be ecstatic about it. And of course, we'll definitely be live later talking about it as well on Quiet Storm Sports, or hell, maybe even an emergency Purple Rain main podcast, right, with me and Alex. But I do fully expect that news to drop sometime within the next hour or two while we're on this stream here. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited as hell about that. I mean, again, I know I was one of the ones who said that it doesn't make sense for Lamar Jackson to go ahead and get this extension done. And with it looking like it's going to get done now, I could never be happier to be wrong, right? It's one of those things where, like, the logic in me said, like, okay, why would Lamar Jackson get something like this done? Just like speaking for, himself, if he wanted to be selfish, right? And not to say it like that, but like if he wanted to prioritize himself, his family, and things like that, I would totally understand. That's the angle I was coming from. But if news comes out that he actually did get it done, I don't, especially depending on what the number is, then hey man, you got to tip your cap to Lamar Jackson. It's just another W, another feather in the cap for Lamar in his career and what he's been able to do, what he's been able to accomplish. Right. So I love it. I love it. And I cannot wait until this news becomes official. So far, we don't have any actual reports. Again, it's just all Lamar Jackson kind of getting the timeline hype and things like that. But I do fully expect either a Jeff Zarebek or a Jonas Schaefer or, Adam Schefter, the bigger guys, and, Ari Myrov, those type of guys are going to break the news here very, very soon that Lamar Jackson has been extended by the Ravens. Or it could be something totally different. I don't know. I don't know. But we'll see. We got to wait and see. Again, welcome into Sudden Reactions, y'all. Thank y'all for coming through. We got Herb in the chat. We got JD in the chat. What up? What up? King Lee is in the chat. What's going on, King Lee? I see we also have Glaucoma in the chat as well. What up? What up? What up? Glaucoma was the winner of our Liminal Olympics challenge yesterday. We got 3 winners so far this week. We got 3 winners so far this week. We had Mike M. Flockgang, we had Ashley Royalty, and we had Glaucoma yesterday. Okay. So who's going to win it today? Who's going to take over the Liminal Olympics crown? We will see in just a bit here. But yeah, thank y'all for coming through. Chris M says, hey, y'all, Sutton, these later times are a no for me. This is when I work. But I thought you said the midday times work for you. I know it's like 2 something over on the East Coast, which is where I think you are. But I am a little bit late today. I'm like an hour behind today. Yesterday I was like 2 hours behind. Today I'm only an hour behind, right? My schedule can get kind of crazy sometimes, guys. I apologize. I apologize. However, however, that's why you gotta turn those notifications on. You know what I'm saying? Turn those noties on. And that way you'll be informed anytime we do go live. And there's nothing wrong with catching the replay as well, but I do understand that it is most fun watching it live and interacting live. Big Twan is in the house, says the guaranteed money means everything to these players. That's why he would do it. Yeah, fair. Fair. I get it. I get it. Um, Let me see. Gonna double it up again. Glaucoma is gonna. Okay. Okay. Got you. Got you. I got you. 11-1. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. It's just hard for me since I'm on a little bit of a different, an hour different time zone than a lot of you guys. And again, like I said, my schedule's so crazy sometimes. But again, that's why those noties got to come on. That's why them noties got to come on. But I'll try to do better and go live earlier. King Blaze, what up? What up? What up? Again, all right. So listen, y'all, it's episode 42 of Sudden Reactions. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, all right, all right. Yes, sir. We are back with another episode of Sudden Reactions. Again, y'all, this is episode 42. Before we get into anything, though, on this episode of the show, please be sure to leave a like, aka a thumbs up on this video, and also be sure to subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. And as you guys can see down below, if you are watching and tuning in from the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel, shout out to you. You guys know we do the simulcast on both channels here for this show. But if you could scroll down to the description and click on the link in the description that'll bring you over to the Sutton Reactions YouTube channel, and click on the video, click on the live stream from that channel. That way you can join the interactive chat here where everybody's in one chat. Mike, what up? What up? We got Mike in the chat. We got Glaucoma in the chat. Okay, so two of the Liminal Olympics winners for this week are in the chat. Let's see if either one of them can double it up on the week, man, because I've been looking for another double champ. You can get a double champ? That's kind of tough. That's kind of tough. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for coming through. But again, I just want to start with this, just touch on it just one more time. One more time. Okay. Just one more time. As you guys can see here, as of 15 minutes ago, maybe, Lamar Jackson has posted this GIF online on Twitter, saying boom, right? Like something big just happened. And he's got the smiley face emoji up here. Again, this leads me to believe that Lamar Jackson is officially getting ready to announce his extension with the Ravens, right? I mean, because what else could this mean? It's not like they informed Lamar Jackson that they restructured his deal. He wouldn't say that to this. Free agency tampering period is not till Monday, so they're not talking about anybody that they can potentially scoop up in free agency. Now, if it's a trade of some sort, I could see that. Maybe they went out and they traded for AJ Brown and they're getting ready to break the news, or maybe they traded for Max Crosby, but it wouldn't be a defensive player that would have Lamar Jackson this hype. AJ Brown, I could see Lamar being hyped for. But like I said before, Lamar posted on his Instagram story as well earlier today, about an hour ago, like God is good. So I think that all signs and roads point towards Lamar getting that extension. We're just waiting on the official report and the numbers, the guaranteed dollars and the average, the annual salary per year. We'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting. Gonna be interesting. But okay. All right. All right. Yeah, extension or trade. I'm thinking is more so extension. Gotta be. Gotta be. Gotta be. Let's go ahead and kick this one off, y'all. Let's go ahead and kick this one off. Lemon Olympics time. Lemon Olympics time. I saw a couple of you guys say you're locked in today. Mike says he's locked in. All right. Hope you've been watching film, Mike. See if you can become a double champ this week. See if I can get my first ring. Damn. I done got close a couple times this week. I'm low key on a little bit of a heater this week. Just saying. Okay. Got me shaking with your analysis. What'd I do? But I mean, I think we're all on the edge of our seat right now. Again, it's gonna if that news drops, and I'm sure some of you guys will like put it in the chat when that news drops, like if we're still live here, it's gonna completely derail this episode of the show. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. That's why I'm trying to get this started now. So I'm trying to get this started right here, right now. Let's go ahead and get into this Liminal Olympics challenge. First game. Here we go. Again, be truthful with your answers and your records. Put them in the chat after every single challenge. If you're part of the replay gang on this one, tally up all the ones you got right, the ones you got wrong, and give us your final record. See if we can get any replay gang champs as well. That would be dope. But here we go. Here we go. First challenge.
Pick an escalator.
All right. So I guess we're picking an escalator. I guess we're picking up an escalator, huh? All right. So left escalator or right escalator? Left or right? Left or right? Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. Left or right? Left or right? Where we going? Where we going, chat? I think I'm going to go with the... I got to start off strong today. Got to start off strong. It's Friday. I'm feeling good. Let me go left. I'm going to go left for the first one. They're not going to fool me with the safe sign over top, right? They're not going to fool me. I'm going to go left on this one. I'm going to go left. Let me see who else going left with me. Herb is going left with me. Okay. I like that. And that's about it. Everybody else picked right. Got it. Okay. And we're locking those answers in. Cool. All right. Well, let's run it. Let's run it. Let's run it. I'm going left.
Your choice will decide where you stay for the next 72 hours.
72 hours stay.
1, the playrooms.
Okay.
You step into a bright room with cartoony clouds drawn on the walls. In front of you are multiple yellow spheres with smiley faces on them. They slowly roll about when you don't look at them. Exploring this place, you notice just how strange the architecture is, and yet still, in here, you are reminded of your childhood. If you find 2 huge spheres, one red and the other blue, fighting, do not intervene. The winner will lead you into a cozy room where you are provided with food and rest. Congratulations, you're safe.
That ain't bad.
Escalator
hey, look,
2,
that's a W right
the
there.
Cursed Palace. You step onto cold blue tiles with a small bag of supplies, seemingly in an
Hey, Herb, we up. We up. 1-0, baby.
Castle. In front of you are many homes also made of blue tile. They all emit a warm light. However, no matter what you do not go inside them. Each house contains very hungry entities that will do anything to lure you in.
Ooh.
Standing still is also not an option. The more you stay in one place, the more your smell settles in, and you will attract the creatures. Your best bet is to keep moving and avoid the areas that are seemingly inviting. Good luck.
Damn. Oh, wait, what's going on? Did you pick the wrong choice again? Don't worry, you're safe for now. Next time, invitations, pick the opposite door and we will meet. We must discuss something important. See, what the hell?
Pick an escalator.
I don't know what that was all about, chat. I don't know what that was all about. I don't. But that's a W. That's a W. Your boy is 1-0. 1-0 so far on the day. One to know me and Herb. Everybody else 0-1. Everybody else 0-1. Kenny, what up? Yeah, you a little bit late. We only got through one of them though. We only got through one. We still got a few more left. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Challenge number 2.
Pick a door. The door you choose will determine where you stay for the next 48 hours. Door 1.
All right. Y'all know the drill. 48 hours. You going red door, blue door? Red door or blue door? Red door or blue door? Where are we going, chat? Drop it down below. What do I want to go with on this one? I'm thinking I go red door, right? I'm thinking I go red door. I'm 1-0. I'm trying to get to 2-0 here. It'd be so dope if I can get a ring on a Friday, bro. Going into the weekend. Oh, I'd be feeling good. But I'm going to go red door. Let me see who's going red with me. Who's with me? Who's with me? Mike is with me. Taurus is with me. All right, all right, all right. Chris is with me. Okay, Chris, I see you tailing my bets now. I see you tailing my bets as much as you love to hate on me. Feel me? Now you're rocking with your boy. I like that. All right, let's see. Let's see. I got red door.
Door 1. A weird dream. You wake up on a pink
Okay, this is
floaty,
blue door. This is
drifting
blue door right
uneasily
here.
along an artificial river of glowing water. You're inside a vast concrete complex with strips of artificial grass lining the banks. On the grass stand tall, glossy sunflowers with enormous eyes fixed on you. They look eerie, but they will be your guides. The flowers that have blue eyes can sometimes
Please tell
be
me
seen
they're
slowly
people eating
dancing.
flowers.
If you approach them, they hand you food to get you by. If you come across a split, always go where more sunflowers are planted. If you do not, the river will lead you into a deep hole, and you will fall down into an eternal abyss suspended in air for eternity.
Damn, that's not bad. That's not bad, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's not bad. This might be a L. This might be a good old fashioned L. Because you're literally just like floating in a lazy river, and there's a bunch of like friendly flowers that have an eyeball popping out of them, and they give you food, and they're friendly. And all you have to do is make sure you keep floating towards. Yeah, that's probably a W. I'm not gonna lie. It's probably a W. But let's see what the red door has, though. Maybe it's better. Who knows? Maybe it's better. Red door, please talk to me. Tell me something good.
Door 2. The Riddle Atrium. You step
Okay.
onto cold white tiles in a room with white walls,
Not liking
greeted by a
this.
giant mushroom towering over you. It stares at you with its huge eye. The sky is completely dark, almost like you aren't in the current plane of reality. Every 6 hours, it will ask you a riddle. You have 5 minutes to figure the answer out. If you answer correctly, it falls asleep, and a door opens that leads into a luxurious kitchen and a cozy bedroom. You get to sit here for the next 6 hours, after which the mushroom will give you another riddle. If you do not answer correctly or run out of time, you will be flung out into deep space, where you will spend the rest of your life. Good luck. Pick a door.
Yeah, chat. That's
The door you choose will determine where you
That's
stay
a L.
for the next 48 hours.
that's a
Door
L.
1.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Your boy 1-1. Your boy 1-1. Your boy is 1-1. Me and Void 1-1. I mean, both had bad fates, Taurus, but like it's a lot easier to avoid the bad fate in the first one, right? Because all you got to do is just keep going towards the flowers, right? You're literally just sitting in a lazy river the whole time, and it said as long as you keep going towards the flowers and you don't go the path that doesn't have the flowers, you're good, you're straight, And they give you food and all that, but who's really nailing a riddle every 6 hours? Riddles are meant to like fool you. Riddles are meant to leave you stumped. You know what I'm saying? And if you're stumped on any one of these riddles, right? And you've got to do at least what, like, you got to solve 5 of them a day. And I think it was a 48-hour thing. So 10 of you got to solve 10 riddles. You just got to know 10 riddles. That ain't happening. Or else you get flung out into space. Yeah, you're probably getting flung out into space. Not gonna lie. Y'all know I gotta be honest, even if that was my pick, and it was. So your boy is 1-1, unfortunately. You could say both are cooked, but I'll take the lesser of the two evils, you know. So I'm 1-1. We're gonna keep it moving though. Who's 2-0? I think we got somebody who's 2-0 in the chat. Let me see. Herb is 2-0. Got you. All right, Herb is in the lead right now. Herb is in the lead. Here we go. Here we go. Third challenge. Here we go.
Pick a door. The door you choose will determine your fate for the next 100 hours.
All right. I think it said 100 hours. 100 hours. Red door or blue door, y'all? Which one y'all taking? The red door or the blue door? You gotta stay here for 100 hours. I'm not trying to go negative on my record. Let me go with the. Do I stick with the red or do I rock with the blue on this one? Damn. I'm gonna go blue door. Fuck it. I'm gonna go blue door. Yep. Yep. I'm gonna go blue door on this one. Who's with me? Who's with me? Who's with me? Let me see. Taurus is with me. Mike is with me. Everybody else is with red. Okay. All right. Herb, you got the undefeated streak right now. You 2-0. You sure you want that red door? I mean, we're gonna see. I'm going with blue though. I'm going with blue. Let's see. Blue door, talk to me. I think they're probably gonna go red first though. We'll see.
100 hours. Door 1, the
Yeah, blue
indoor
door. Come on.
playground.
Come on, blue door.
You
Indoor
wake up
playground.
inside an abandoned indoor playground. The lighting is very dim here. You have
These
to
are
use a
normally
flashlight
not
to
good,
see
y'all.
properly. Food is hidden inside slides, and you can also find batteries.
These normally are very
no matter
bad.
what you do not jump inside the ball pit. A swarm of
Okay.
entities hide inside, and you will
See?
be pulled down instantly. Try
Damn.
to use your flashlight sparingly. You will need it to fight off the warden.
Oh,
He
hell
roams
no.
around the playground, searching for intruders. When you flash him, he freezes in place. If your flashlight is dead,
This nigga got
run for your life.
Wolverine. Bro. That is a L, dog. I might as well just chalk it up 1 and 2. That's crazy. That's crazy, dog. Let me see what's behind the red door, though. Show me something.
Door 2, the Sea Lord's home. You wake up on a tiled staircase on a small sand island. All around you is an ocean of dark blue water. The sky is foggy and the air is wet. A giant fish with legs emerges from the ocean. You can ask him any question. He knows all the answers. The Lord prides himself in his knowledge, so for the rest 100 hours, he will make you read 1,000 books. If you succeed, you return with any item of your choice to the real world. Before you depart, a dark, thin entity emerges. Last episode, you agreed to discuss something. It tells you that soon a battle between it and the angel will happen. It needs your help. If you are on his side, comment tall guy. If not, comment angel. Your choice will decide.
Interesting. I don't know the lore behind that last part. I really don't. But I will say that I would take this situation over the blue door situation any day. Now, I don't know how, realistic it would be to read 1,000 books in 100 hours. I don't know. I don't know. But again, at the end of the day, I would take that situation over the blue door situation. So listen, if you pick the red door, shout out to you. Clap it up for yourselves. Shout out to you. But yeah, your boy's 1 and 2. Your boy is 1 and 2 so far. And I think that means Herb is 3 and 0. Yeah. No, I'm gonna give it to red door on that one. I'm gonna give it to red door on that one. Red door deserves that win. Because listen, anytime that there's a play place involved, it's probably an L. It's an L, right? Not a whole lot can get worse than that. I'm just saying. Let me see. All right, let's move on, y'all. Let's move on. What up, Asmodeus? All right, we got one more before the bonus round. Your boy is 1 and 2. Trying to bounce back. Here we go.
Pick a door. This choice will determine your fate for the.
All right, where we going? Which door? Yellow door or green door? Yellow door or green door on this one? Where we going, y'all? Yellow door or green door? I'm gonna go with the green door. Just so if I'm right, I can play the. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna go with the green door on this one. Let me see what y'all say in the chat, though. Who's with me on the green giant? Let me see. King Lee, Asmodeus, Mike, putting that undefeated streak on the line. Taurus says green as well. Stretch 52 says green. King Blaze says green. All right, so we got a lot on Team Green over here. Okay, I like that. I like that. I like that. I'm going to go with the green door though. I'm going with the green door. Trying to get above 500, man. I am. I'm 1-2. It's not really looking too hot for my ring chances today. Is what it is, but we move. Let me see. Void says yellow door. Okay. All right. Yellow door looks like it's going first. Let's see what y'all got. Yellow door.
Your fate for the next 150 hours. You wake up in a calm
150
forest.
hours, damn.
The air is cool. The breeze is refreshing. Gnomes inhabit these woods. They are small and very friendly. They live in houses built in trees. Their living conditions are surprisingly organized. Upon seeing you, they offer you a welcoming warm cup of coffee and a comfortable place to sit. They ask you many questions, constantly, so much so that it almost starts to mildly irritate you. Food here is easy to find. Mushrooms, wild berries, and vegetables grow near. Nothing is poisonous. Fresh water can be found at the pond. It's safe to drink and very refreshing. They have a guest bed made for travelers you can sleep in. It's small but surprisingly comfortable. Enjoy your stay here.
Bruh. Come on, dog. You gotta be shitting me. You have got to be shitting me. Because what are we talking about? Like, what are we doing now? What are we doing? Like, for real? Like, gnomes in a garden? And the worst part about it is they ask you questions. But there's food everywhere. They even give you a guest bed. Okay. I see what we're doing today. I see what's going on. It's looking like your boy's finna be 1-3, but maybe my green door has something good behind it. We'll see. Let's see.
The forest is relaxing and you have nothing to worry about. Door 2.
Come on, green door.
You wake up in an empty waiting room, cold and hungry. You immediately see a set of chairs. They look poorly managed and unsanitary. The air reeks of dirty laundry and decay. The clock on the wall is completely still, as if time is frozen. You are in an infinite building of waiting rooms. Each door leads to a new but almost identical waiting room. Sometimes doors can be locked. Locked doors will require you to break them with force. But be careful. Making too much noise will result in the receptionist unlocking the door. If you run into human-like entities sitting in chairs, whatever you do, do not interact with them. They're not human. Food is almost impossible to find. In order to find food, you have to go through countless waiting rooms. It's almost always crackers in a juice box. The bright fluorescent lights make sleeping or resting extremely difficult. They're constantly beaming on you 24/7. If the lights ever start to flicker, immediately hide under the chairs in the room until the lights turn back on. The receptionist is looking for you. Your stay here will be unpleasant, but hope you can survive the 150 hours.
Yeah, chat, that's another L. Another L for your boy. Not gonna lie to you, bro. Not gonna lie, today's just not my day. You know, I thought with it being Friday, sun is shining outside. Seasonal depression almost over as daylight saving time's about to start. I thought it was my time, my era. I guess it's what I get for talking shit yesterday, though. It's one of those days, chat. One of those days. It's all good, though. Your boy can still, I can still make 500 as long as I win the bonus round. I'll be happy with that. I've had a good week, right? This week has actually been better than most weeks for your boy Sutton. But today it's just not looking too hot. It's just not looking too hot for your boy. So 1-3. Let me see our records in the chat, though. Let me see. Herb is 3-1. Void is 3-1. Glaucoma is 3-1 as well. Okay. So we got a 3-way tie right now. Kenny hasn't missed one either, even though Kenny missed the first video. Kenny's 3-0. He's 3-0. This is gonna be a big one. This is gonna be a big bonus round here. A very important bonus round. A very, very important bonus round. Not so much for your boy, but for a lot of y'all out there. Void says, I need new rings. Well, let's see. It's time for the bonus round, y'all. It's time for the bonus round. Let's go ahead and bring that up. Let me see here. Yep, here we go. All right, so bonus round again. In case you are new here, if you win the bonus round challenge, it counts for 2 wins on your record. If you lose it, it still only counts for 1, right? And as you guys know, the bonus round is indeed a hide and pray. All right, so call your shots now. Call your shots now. Which number are you choosing to survive today's hide and pray bonus round challenge? Drop it down below in the chat. Drop it down below in the chat, y'all. I think I'm gonna go with, because I think it'll probably, I don't know if it's gonna start from the bottom or the top, to be honest with you. I feel like 5 is a good. I'm gonna go 5. I'm gonna go 5. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. Right up in that corner. If anything, it'll probably get to 7 and then pass by 5. You know, as long as no bullshit happens. But I'm gonna go 5 on this one. That's what I'm gonna say. All right, let me see what y'all say in the chat. Let me see. Void says 7. Glaucoma says 3. All right, so we got different answers there. Kenny says 1. All right. Let me see. I need my guy Herb to answer. Oh, Herb says 3. Okay. Got it. All right, remember, drop y'all records in the chat after we spin this. He says they're tripping, or is there no 9? I guess there isn't a 9. I don't see one. That's weird, huh? All right, but here we go. I got 5 for all the marbles, y'all.
Help me!
Oh, there's 9. It was 9 up out of there. 7 up out of there. I knew it. Yep. Go away from my 5. Stay far away from 5. 2 over. Oh. Why would you even walk out into the open like that? All right, come on. Stay away from 5. Come on, dog. Why you walk through 2 doors? You just did way too much, bro. 6 out of there. Out of there. Sorry, Taurus. So 1, 3, and 4. 1, 3, and 4 are the winners on this one. Number 1, number 3, and number 4. I believe Herb picked 3. Kenny picked 1. Glaucoma picked 3 as well. Dang. We got some time. I don't know how y'all did this, bro. All the people who were like in the running. All the people who were in the running, man. Let me see. What did Void pick? 7? Oh yeah, Void, you're cooked. No ring for you today, unfortunately, Void. Unfortunately. Came close though. But it's looking like it's gonna be between Glaucoma, Herb, and Kenny. Kenny came in a game late, but he still went undefeated, right? So it's low key like a 3-way tie, right? Damn. I mean, that's kind of crazy. Glock, Kenny, and Herb, and I got to give it to all 3. I can't just give it to 1 or 2. I can't. You know, like I said, Kenny was a game late, but he went undefeated. That's hard to do, you know, but I can't penalize the other guys who have been here since the first game, right? And they only dropped 1. So, yeah. That's a 3-way tie. I can't lie to you. I wish I could do an extra bonus round. I don't have an extra video queued up, but listen, man, shouts out to Kenny, shouts out to Herb, and shouts out to Glaucoma. And honestly, what that really means is that Glaucoma is a double champ this week because Glaucoma won yesterday. That gives him 2 rings on the week. So, first of all, listen, while we're going to clap it up for everybody. Clap it up for everybody again. Kenny, Herb, Glaucoma, shout out to y'all for winning today's Liminal Olympics challenge. But my guy Glaucoma, man. My guy Glaucoma, he's double champ this week. He's double champ this week. I'm not going to lie to you. So, look, the haters can say what they want, but guess what we say, man? Every single time, right? Let's go. Shout out Glaucoma. Double champ of the week. Not easy to do at all. Not easy to do at all, man. Shout out Glaucoma. Again, shout out to all the winners for today. But huge special shout out to my guy Glaucoma for getting back-to-back W's for one and double champ. That should be like a belt right there. That's not even a ring like that. That's a belt, right? That's tough. That's tough. Shout out to you, Glaucoma. Again, shout out to all the winners. But shout out to my guy Glaucoma. It says, play my music. You know I got you, man. You know I got you. You know I got you. But yeah, maybe I got to do a tiebreaker now because you guys are just getting better and better at this. You guys are getting better and better at this. I don't get it. That's tough though. That's tough though. Glaucoma says I'm playing the lotto tonight, 1, 3, and 4. Hey, I feel it. I feel it. Let me know the results. Let me know the results. But yeah, huge W for Glaucoma. But shout out to all of our winners again, Glaucoma, Kenny, and Herb as well. Thank y'all for playing this episode of the of Sutton Reactions Liminal Olympics Challenge. And we will be back next week. We will be back next week. Hopefully your boy can get closer to getting his own ring. You know, I feel like I had a pretty good week again, but got to keep grinding. Got to get back in the film room. Let me just do a quick little check here and make sure no news dropped on my timeline of Lamar extending. Apparently, Rashawn Gary was a free agent, is a free agent now. But Adam Schefter said Rashawn Gary has not been released at this time. No definitive action has been taken. All options still remain on the table, including a potential trade. Interesting, because they definitely said that. Well, Rashawn Gary announced on Instagram that he's leaving Green Bay. So I don't know. We'll see. But I'm still holding my breath for this Lamar Jackson news. Still holding my breath for this Lamar Jackson news. Now all we need is Lamar extension announcement. That's what I'm saying. Lamar's not signing until free agency starts. We'll see. But it's looking like something got done. These players know what they're doing when they go on social media and they tweet these subliminals like this, you know, and you have to kind of decipher what they mean. They know exactly what it is, man. They know exactly what they're doing. But all right, let's get into some reactions here. Let's get into some reactions. What do we got? What do we got? Let's go here first. There was this viral video going around about this guy who was I guess a construction worker or something, but he wasn't making enough money at his you know, with his primary source of income, so he had to take up doing DoorDash or Uber Eats or something like that. And this video kind of went viral about his experience doing so and his story. Let's take a listen.
Day 3 of Uber Eats after an 8-hour shift at my job to provide for my 4 kids and stay-at-home wife. Here we go. All right, so I'm on my way to Daytona Beach right now. I did shower, change my clothes, you know, get something to eat, but now I'm ready to go, and yeah, I'm excited to see what the night brings.
Real quick. I just want to say this. The dude said, like, he started the video in, like, construction work attire. And he said that he has to make more money to support his kids and his stay-at-home wife. So after work, he goes out and does Uber Eats. But my thing is, as somebody who has driven for Uber Eats many times before, who wears a collared button-down shirt to go deliver food for random people and you just got off of your construction. This is already giving cap to me, to be honest with you. It's already giving cap because nobody who's delivering food is getting like even remotely dressed up to go do so. You know, it's just not happening. But I'll let him rock though. I'll let him rock. Let's see what he
Night
says.
brings. I'll turn on the app once I get there. So I just hit this random pothole in the road. Definitely hit the bumper of my car, but I don't see any damage, so we're gonna keep going. All right, first order of the evening. 2.4 miles, $6. Let's do it.
$6 for 2 miles. That's not bad.
All right, this is a
That's
shop
not
and
bad.
deliver order. So I'm walking into Dollar General right now. All right, so I need to pick up 5 items. So it has me scan the items, guys.
And then like the way he's talking about, so it actually has me scan the items. It sounds like he's never done this before. Which is why again, it's giving like performative here. I want to know what y'all think too.
There we go. All right, so far so good. That wasn't so bad. Check it out. That seems pretty good. All right, I just finished my first delivery. Now I'm going to 7-Eleven. I keep seeing comments telling me I should do DoorDash. So on my next video, I'm gonna do DoorDash and see how it compares. All right, it was definitely a little bit sketchy in there, but I'm fine. We're gonna deliver this stuff. It should be good. Come down the driveway to the screen-in area. It's pitch black out here at this house. All right, guys, I survived. Got another order coming in. Let's do it. I'm hoping that'll be my weirdest one of the night, but hey, life is full of surprises. So there's Pizza Hut right in front of me, but I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is. It's dark. All right, that took forever. It sure smells good though. I'm really starting to put a lot of miles on my car doing this so much.
Hello.
Hey, this is your Uber Eats driver. I'm looking for your place. I don't really see any numbers on the building, but I think I'm at the right spot right outside the door. Hey, oh yeah, it had me on the other side. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a great evening.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
I don't know why you won't tell me that you're out there as opposed to inside. So
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm glad I found you. So,
thank you.
yeah.
Have a great night.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
you too. All right, I'm parked in front of Steak and Shake. It is pretty slow tonight. Remember, I'm paid by the order, not by the hour. So,
Right?
yeah. All right, guys, for some reason, my Uber Eats is an hour behind. But as you can see, I started basically at 6:03 p.m., ended at 8:36 p.m. So I did this for 2.5 hours. I made $15.02. All right, so I did just do the math on this. That comes out to $6.01 per hour that I made for the time I did this.
He looks so sad.
Before taxes, before gas, and before the wear and tear on my car. So yeah, do you think doing Uber Eats is worth it, guys? And do you think Uber Eats is paying their...
So you guys get the gist of this video. Now I see some of you guys saying in the chat, like, why did this go viral? And to be quite honest with you, I have no clue. But if I had to take a guess, just like throwing something out there, I think it's because, you know, you go into this video and you're expecting him to do this side hustle that is Uber Eats and see how much he can make in an evening, right? Just to give you an idea, if you've never done it before, like what you could make in an evening driving Uber Eats for some, a city or something like that. And I think he said he did like 2 orders and ends up getting $15.03 or something like that, which is like, I think he said like $6 and something an hour, which doesn't add up in itself. But I don't know. I think number one, I think it's cap. Because again, nobody goes out to drive Uber Eats in a dress shirt, a collared dress shirt at that. Number two, when he was like doing the shop and pay order, he's talking about the process as if it's like his first time doing it before, and he's only doing it for TikTok. I also see some of you guys in the chat saying that some of you guys are also saying that this is just something that he does to stay out of the house. Now, this is a whole nother epidemic. right? There's a lot of men apparently who are in marriages who don't want to go home, right, to their families after work, right? So this guy got off work, went home, took a shower, and then went right back out for a few hours just to make 15 bucks. But maybe to him, that beats going home and having to deal with the what he said, like 3 or 4 kids or something like that, and having to deal with his wife or whatever. We don't know what their relationship is like, but that's reality for a lot of guys. And especially, a lot of the ones that I see on the internet doing stuff like this. It's like these type of guys, the guys who are like, if they're not at work, they're like always in the gym or something like that, or doing something active. I saw another video where a guy was like, he went out to work out like super early in the morning. Like as soon as he opens his eyes, he goes to work out, goes straight from the gym to work, goes straight from work to play basketball or pickleball or something like that, goes straight from pickleball or basketball to the gym for his second workout of the day, then doesn't get home till like midnight or some shit like that. But yeah, maybe he's out cheating, and these are just his alibi videos. Somebody said that as well. He definitely cheating. As Modi says, I was a delivery driver back in the day, and I would not do it in this day and age. It's not as profitable today as it used to be. Mike says in the chat he can get a work from home job that would just pay him more. He just wants to be out the house. I definitely agree with that last part. I don't know if getting a work from home job is just that simple though. I don't think it's just that simple, you know, because a lot of work from home jobs that they advertise online, if you just like go on Google and type in work from home job, you're gonna find a lot of BS, right? Um, he can get a data entry job that he can work from home and spend more time with the family if he really needs the extra bread. Many work from home jobs are scams. Yeah, I don't see them being that available. Kenny says, I mean, those TikTok checks are going to be good for a little bit. And see, this is where it's chess, not checkers, maybe. This is where it's chess, not checkers, because if this is going viral and people are eating up this content, and he's getting like ad revenue from his TikTok page and stuff like that. I mean, he's gonna make a hell of a lot more money doing that than Uber Eatsing. I promise. I promise. But let me move on here. Didn't want to spend too much time on that. He also says Torres says could always work OT at the job. That's true too. Like, why don't you just go to like your supervisor and be like, hey, look, like, can I get some extra hours? Like, got a family at home, trying to earn some extra money. I'm sure there's more work to go around. Unless there's like regulations around that stuff at his job. We don't know. Dapper Don says, you wonder why the divorce rate in America is extremely high. And guess who initiated the divorce rate? Marriage, in my opinion, is a business. Interesting. That's a take. So, that actually leads me perfectly into our next video that I want to play for you guys. What I'm about to play for you guys is it's a timelined chart, I believe, with data from the 1930s all the way up to today's time. And it's basically the methods of how people meet, how couples specifically meet. And throughout the years, you're going to see the shifts and changes in how people meet each other and develop and form romantic relationships. And I think this kind of has perfectly to do with what Dapper Dons is saying. Like, you wonder why the divorce rate in America is extremely high, and stuff like that. Marriage is a bit like, you can kind of get some of the answers from how people are meeting nowadays. Let's take a look. So see, it starts in 1932 and it's going up really quick. So 1930 through 2024. So let's just take stock of it right here. In 1936, couples met through family, which is weird. Because what do you mean by that? You know what I mean? And then school was the second highest way that couples met. Then through friends, the neighbors, church at 9%, bars and restaurants at 8%, college at 4%, and through coworkers at 3%. So let's keep it moving here. Let's see throughout the years and tell me what you take from this, your insights from this. Turn down the volume a little bit. So you can see, and by the way, look at this, guys. Look at this, guys. Look how in 1959, you can see, of course, no internet, right? So online dating was not a thing yet. Not a thing. And most people in the 50s and 60s, it looks like, were still meeting their spouses through friends and family. Which I guess, can you argue if there's a better way to do it than that? You know, I think that would probably be the best way. Like if you meet through like a family friend or something like that, like, your families already know each other. I feel like that would lead to more long lasting relationships or marriages and things like that. But let's keep it moving though. Let's get into the 60s. So let's see, by the end of the 60s. Okay, so by the end of the 60s, I guess it was a big party scene because a lot of people now are meeting in bars and restaurants, more so in school as well, and really starting to threaten meeting through friends and family. Interesting. Interesting. All right, let's see through the 70s what happens. Okay, so this is interesting as well. This is interesting. So in the 70s and leading into the 80s, even now you see people meeting through family no longer at the top spot. So now it's mostly through friends and it's also through coworkers. So in our individual social lives that have nothing to do with our immediate families, in the 80s, in the 70s and 80s, that's when people started to, meet people at work and then meet through friends as well. So it seems like people just started being more social, right? In the 70s and 80s, as opposed to the 30s through the 60s, things were a lot more, I guess you could say, kept in house, if that's the way you want to put it. It's interesting though. Take a quick break, see what you guys are saying here in the chat. Woodstock in the hippie era, the Coke era. People started being more sociable. You're right. I mean, bars and restaurants, that's where it starts, and then Friends is at the top spot still. I know that internet boom about to go crazy in 2000. See, internet, it went from 0% to now it's at 0.03%. And this is in the early 80s, right? So this is still before, dating apps and things like that, right? All right, so Asmodi says that's when both parents started to work full time, meaning less family connections. Points are being made. That's a good point, Asmodius. It's a very good point. Because now you see family falling rapidly. It was at the top spot for years, like 20, 30 years. But let's keep going through the 80s and let's go through the 90s as well. Let's see. So work is going up and up and up. Like people are meeting at work. Then it starts to fall. Oh, but then you see what's happening now. You see what's happening now. And like at a record pace, that online, people meeting online is heating up, man. And this is just 2003. In 2003, it already started jumping up. In 2003, people, I mean, that's when social media like really, really started to come around and people, had their own blogs and stuff like that. And you had, the MySpaces and the Bebos and the all the other, social media, like the early pioneer social media pages. And I felt like that really empowered people to meet people with less pressure. And that's why you see it kind of skyrocketing like this and how people met in the early 2000s. Still fascinating. Fascinating. Let's keep it going though. Let's go to about 2010. I'll stop in 2012. So by 2012, people were meeting online more than in any other way in 2012. But that makes sense though, because 2012 was when well, it might have been before that as well. But that was when dating apps they started to become actually popular, right? And it was seen as like an actual tool. Like if you can't find love, hop on this website or hop on this app and you can be matched with somebody. That's when like matching started, I feel like, around that 2012-ish era. But it's fully taken over from here online. And then of course friends is second, and then coworkers is third. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense to me. You know, single people meet love interest through mutual friends all the time. Single people meet love interests through coworkers all the time. Even though people like try to demonize that, like, oh, you should never, be romantically involved with somebody who you work with. It's like, I mean, well, you spend 5 days a week with the same people, right? It's eventually, you'll probably end up meeting somebody, unless you're just like repulsive yourself. I don't know. But it's interesting what we see here. And then bars and restaurants are down to 10%. But I think a lot of that, again, is just taxed by a lot of people who are staying home and meeting people online. Let's keep it moving though. Jeez, look at that gap widen. I didn't know that the gap was this wide, bro. And here we are. So this is 2024. Obviously, it's 2026, but this gives you a good snapshot here of how people meet nowadays. And when you compare it to how it was back in the 30s, it's of course such a stark difference because the times changed, yes. But for it to be this wide of a margin between people meeting online and anything else, like the second closest is friends. Like only 13% of couples meet through mutual friends in 2024, while 60% of couples meet online. That's over half. The majority of couples that met each other in 2024, they met online through social media. What does that say about us? What does that say about human connection? Is that healthy? Right? Interesting. Interesting. Tinder is just money hungry. The Snapchat era was devious indeed. Plenty of Fish came out in 2011. Interesting. And then the Instagram era in 2011, 2012. Yeah, I mean that really did it right there. That did us in. I guess you could say that Plenty of Fish thing, and then once Instagram started, it was over with. It was over with. You have Facebook, which was started in what, 06, 05, I want to say. When was Facebook created? When was Facebook created? 2004. Okay. 2004. Let me see something really quick. Let me go back to 2004. Where were we? In 2004, only 9% of couples were meeting online through online means. But if we keep going, let me see. But you can see, man, from '04 to '09, how people meeting online just jumped that quickly. That was all Facebook. That was all Facebook. And then once 2012 hit, you could just forget about it. Once Facebook expanded, well, Instagram was its own thing at first, and then Facebook took over them. But yeah, it's two things. It's really Facebook and Instagram. And if it weren't those two things, it would have been another app, another website. But I think we can really attribute it to those two things: Facebook, and then Instagram really just kind of like expedited the process, because Instagram is different from Facebook in the way that Facebook was just mainly supposed to be you, your family, stuff like that, people that you're really, really close with. But Instagram opened up a new door for you to meet other people that may be outside of your circles or in circles adjacent to yours, right? And it would just kind of through an algorithm. Again, algorithms were a huge thing too. Once they dropped those algorithms on us, it was over. It was like a bomb. Because now I'm just gonna show you exactly what I know you like at all times. So like literally the algorithms play Cupid nowadays. They have been since I'd say around 2009, 2010. Yeah, and like I said, with 2012, and it only got worse. I can only imagine what we're at today in 2026. You know what I mean? Let me see here. This explains declining birth rates. That's also a fact too. That's also a fact because I feel like there's a super high turnover rate with people who meet online, with couples who meet online. Right? I don't think that they're necessarily always getting to the stage of having children or even being married. You know, let me see. Asmodia says, and people are having record low numbers of sex than ever before. That's interesting. That's interesting. I feel like everybody's too hypersensitive. People want to meet online and then just like stay talking to you online. A lot of people do that too. I feel like there's a lot of couples out there who have like met online and they literally just communicate with each other through the internet. Have no interest in meeting up. I would love to know what those type of couples are called. I'm sure there's like a term for it, right? I'm sure there's a term for that. College to marriage pipeline took a major hit. It did. You can see now 3%, which also surprised me too. But because you would think like, you go off to college, you meet somebody in college where both of you guys are coming of age, you both know that you're on a similar education level, whatever. You've been at this college for 4 or 5 years. You meet somebody there and you just marry them. You start life with them after graduation. But that was the case when, you know, back in the day when let's go back here. Let's go back here. Let's go back to the 70s, say, right? So 11% of people were couples were meeting in schools. So in college. That was back when you had tunnel vision on your campus. You didn't have a smartphone in your hand with hundreds and thousands, tens of thousands of other single people that are like in your area, share your same interests, pique your attention physically. Now you have the illusion of options in today's day and age. So people aren't necessarily just looking at the people who they're going to school with. By the way, a lot of people are or doing school online now as well too. Everything's online. Like literally the the turn of the century was when the internet really took over. The internet and the algorithm. The algorithm and the internet. AI. AI. Glaucoma says the low sex numbers always surprise me. Guess it's where you live for real because people are fucking in Miami. Let me see. Void, you speaking some truth in the chat too. People want to meet online, crack, and keep it moving. Yeah, it's gotten real nasty now. A lot of people don't even want to be in anything serious, like serious relationships. People will literally just meet online just to meet somebody that they can, again, fuck and just not pursue anything serious with. And both parties will be consensual to that. It's just like get your rocks off, move on with your life. It's crazy, isn't it? Crazy. Social distance dating. Is that what it's called? Is that what it's called? No way. Mike says, and there's a show called The Never Mets. I've never heard of that, but I might have to look it up. I might gotta watch it. Let me see. Colleges are some odd places now. Colleges nowadays, I haven't been on a college campus in some time, but I feel like colleges nowadays are just like a lot of them, depending on where you go, a lot of them are just like a political battleground nowadays. You know? Herb says he just came up with that. All right, let's move on, y'all. Let's move on. What else we got? Let me get into this now. Because this has been I saw this last night and it's been bothering me. You guys can see it in the title of this video. Netflix is freaking evil. They are evil. And I don't know if you heard the news, but what I'm about to share with you is going to drastically change how we look at Hollywood, movie theaters, streaming, TV show, all of that. All of that. So as you guys know, Warner Brothers and who is it? Warner Brothers just acquired Paramount, right? Or vice versa. One of the two. Paramount just acquired Warner Brothers. And Netflix also wanted to buy Warner Brothers, but they got priced out of it. So what happened was Paramount acquired a legacy catalog when they bought Warner Brothers. They acquired a legacy catalog of tons of different franchises, movies, TV shows that we're all familiar with. Some including, I believe, like Breaking Bad, some of the best of all time, Game of Thrones. You're even talking like news networks like NBC, the entire HBO, by the way. Paramount acquired all of that in $120 something billion deal, I think it was. So they basically just bought a shitload of content. And Netflix was like, you know what? We wanted to buy all that content and have it all under our roof, our Netflix roof, but we're not going to outbid you for it. Instead, what we're going to do is make more of our own movies and TV shows, but we're going to do it in a way that you now cannot keep up with. You cannot keep up with us. You might be thinking, Sutton, what are you talking about? I'm confused. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. This man that you see on screen here, his name is Ben Affleck. Some of you guys might know him or be familiar with his work. Let me read this headline here. Netflix acquires AI filmmaking startup founded by Ben Affleck, who will serve as advisor to streamer. What does this mean? What does this mean? There's a lot to read here, but I have to read through all of it because it's very, very important. Okay. Netflix has acquired Interpositive, a startup founded by Ben Affleck that makes AI-powered tools for filmmakers. It says here, the system that Netflix just bought builds AI models from a film's dailies to assist with post-production tasks like color grading, relighting, visual effects, while keeping filmmakers, quote, at the center of the process. Netflix's CCO says the technology will provide creatives more choices, more control, and more protection for their vision. Now, what does all that mean? That basically means Netflix brought an AI company, an AI system that makes the jobs of everybody who goes into making a film obsolete. So, when you go to the movies, right? And by the end of the movies, let's say you're going to watch a Marvel movie. Everybody likes to sit through the credits of a Marvel movie to see if there's that teaser at the very, very end after the credits, that post-credit scene, But as you're watching the credits, you see all of these names, thousands of names coming down the screen. It's like, oh, this person was the visual effects artist, and this was their entire team. And there'd be like hundreds of people just for visual effects. Oh, this was the lighting team. Hundreds of names just for lighting. These were the grips, the gaffers, the this, the that. There's a bunch of job titles that go into filmmaking, like physical boom operators, things like a bunch of different shit, you guys. What Netflix is doing with this AI system that they just acquired is using AI to replace all of those jobs. All of those jobs. So Netflix, I'm going to get into how much they acquired this company called, again, Interpositive, a startup founded by Ben Affleck. Again, they're taking away all these jobs from filmmakers, and what's going to happen is Netflix is going to be able to create a lot more content, yes, because they don't have to pay people as much. So ethically, morally, it's wrong. Yes, they're going to be able to protect their bottom line. They're going to make way more money making films and TV shows in this manner, right? But it's going to be at the cost. It's going to be at the expense of a bunch of people who have gone to school for video production and filmmaking, and they're basically going to be kicked out of their job because of AI. And what's ironic about it is that Ben Affleck, again, famous actor, also director as well, he was just on the Joe Rogan podcast. In fact, I think I might have played that video here on the channel. He was just saying how it would be super unethical to replace actors with AI characters. But then he turns around and sells a company to Netflix that doesn't replace actors, but it replaces everybody else around the actors. Everybody who makes the actors look good, who lights the scenes, who makes sure that everything runs smooth in the studio. He's basically saying, no, let me get in front of this AI stuff. Let me not make us as actors obsolete. We can make everybody around us in this studio obsolete. Netflix, how does that sound? Netflix said, okay, so wait a minute. You're telling me we can make movies without a film crew, without a studio? All we need is you actors? That's all we got to pay? Sign us up. And that is evil. Because again, you're taking food out of the mouths of so many people who have those jobs. And I want to get to what you guys are saying here in the chat, but let me read this tweet here that kind of explains it more in detail. It says 7 days ago, Netflix walked away from an $83 billion deal for Warner Brothers. The stock jumped 12% after they walked away from that deal. Wall Street cheered Netflix's discipline. And the very first move Netflix makes with its newly preserved balance sheet is buying a 16-person AI startup that's been in stealth mode for 4 years. That's the signal. Netflix looked at two paths to competitive advantage. You either spend $83 billion to acquire a legacy content library, or you spend an undisclosed sum, almost certainly less than $100 million, to acquire technology that changes the economics of every piece of content you produce going forward. The math on interpositive is what matters. It says here, and this is where you got to pay attention, Netflix spends $20 billion a year on content. Visual effects and post-production typically run 20 to 25% of a production budget. That's $4 to $5 billion annually, flowing through color correction, relighting, environment work, and continuity fixes, things like that. If Interpositive's Daily's trained model, basically this AI model called through this company called Interpositive, this 16-person startup, you're looking at $400 to $750 million in annual savings that compound across every title in the slate. This is billions of dollars that Netflix is going to save just by spending somewhere around $100 million or less for this system, for this AI model. It goes on to say here, it says, Sarandos already told you the strategy in 2024. There's a better business and a bigger business in making content 10% better than making it 50% cheaper. Interpositive lets Netflix do both. Train a model on a production's own footage, use it to fix continuity errors, adjust lighting, handle environment work. The filmmaker stays in control. The post-production timeline compresses, quality goes up, and cost per title goes down. So again, it benefits Netflix 1,000%. It says what Affleck built is also strategically different from what every other AI company is doing. It's different from Sora, Runway, Kling. They all generate video from text prompts. But what Interpositive trains on a production's actual dailies and works within the existing filmmaking pipeline. That distinction matters because it means Netflix can offer this to creators without triggering the AI's replacing artists alarm that nearly shut down Hollywood in 23. But that's exactly what's going on, though. That's exactly what's going on. You can pitch it to us like, oh, yeah, we're still going to be able to, keep filmmakers and people who do all XYZ jobs and things like that. But no, eventually we're going to lay off all those people because it just doesn't make any sense because the AI can do their jobs in seconds, right? We can make movies. We can crank movies out way faster. We can have them be better quality and we pay less for them. So why have all these people employed for no reason, It says Netflix just walked away from the biggest media acquisition in history. His first acquisition after a 16-person team that could reshape the cost structure of a $20 billion content machine. That tells you where the leverage is moving. It's going to be crazy. What up, Zeke? Mike says, Sutton, that's why I'm confused because I remember that Affleck interview. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's nasty because it really feels like he's only protecting himself. And he's worked with so many people, I'm sure, in his career, uh, lighting guys, again, visual effects guys, post-production, like editing guys in editing bays and things like that. He's done all that, worked closely with a lot of those people, especially even as a director. And the fact that like you basically just paid 16 group of, a 16 a group of 16 guys to come up with this AI model that's going to take the jobs away from all of your colleagues that you've made and all the connections that you made over the years. That's fucked up. And of course, Netflix being big corporate business, right? Big content, just like people say, big pharma, big whatever, big content. That's what Netflix is. Hell, Warner Bros, Paramount, all of them. Big content is going to buy up that idea and run with it. Tora says I'm not bothered by this, and honestly, bro, not everybody's going to be bothered by it. But when we talk about, people's livelihood, this is going to affect that. This is going to affect that. Maybe not yours. And again, for most of us, like I said, Netflix is going to be able to pump out more content. I guess supposedly better content, and for less money. But what you should be looking out for, since Netflix is going to be spending a lot less money, will they come down in price for their subscriptions? If they don't, tells you everything you need to know. Tells you everything you need to know. Just saying. They're playing in our faces. Void says where one door closes, another opens. Someone's job has to be to oversee the AI functions. Computer science related jobs are about to boom. Not saying it's right, but it works. Yes, this is where I agree. I agree when you mention, you have to be able to adapt or you're going to get left behind. Totally agree with that. Fine. Um but I do think that we're pushing towards a society that is going to utilize AI so much to where you have AI overseers, right? You have AI that strictly does the job, and then you have AI that proofreads it. It's going to be all like a fleshed out system. It's where you really don't need anybody anymore. That's the slippery slope part of it, I think that slowly but surely, even the jobs in computer science, because the whole point behind computer science and artificial intelligence is one word: automation. And as we get more and more advanced and more automated, there's just not going to be any need for any humans, you know? So I think now more than ever, it's probably best for you to get in on the actual infrastructure behind artificial intelligence. Become an actual like software engineer and an AI engineer, things like that. Outside of those jobs, I mean, it's gonna be rough for everybody else. That's what I think. Kenny says actors are gonna be next. I mean, that's what Ben Affleck is trying to prevent, but I don't think he realizes that, yeah, today we can make lighting guys and color corrections and editors, we can make their jobs obsolete, but tomorrow, actors, y'all are next. Because now that you know that Netflix isn't paying billions of dollars for editing or whatever, you're going to come to the table now like, oh, we know that you guys aren't paying for all that extra stuff anymore, so we want more money as actors. And Netflix is going to say at the time, all right, sure, fine, yeah, here you go, here's your bag. But then eventually Netflix is going to be like, we're just going to replace those motherfuckers too. Big content taking over. Big content taking over. Yeah. Let me see. Kogan and Stretch in the chat here says no, they'll go up if anything. Very few products out there go down in price after they've gone up, which is true. I mean, it's just like you would think. Like I believe they would get so much more brand loyalty though if they could just like make themselves have the best content, but also the cheapest price. Right? I think Netflix right now is probably like for the cheap plan. I haven't looked at the prices in a minute, but I would assume it starts at around what, 13 bucks a month? Let me see. Let me look real quick. Let me look real quick. Netflix subscription plans. So they offer three main ad-free or ad-supported monthly subscription plans in the US as of early 2026, ranging from $7.99 a month to $24.99 a month. $8 a month with ads at 1080p. Then it jumps to $18 a month, 1080p with no ads. Which who wants to watch Netflix with advertisements? So I assume most people out there are paying for that standard package, 18 bucks a month for 1080p streaming with no advertisements. If you can just get us down about 15, 14 bucks even, right? 14, 15 bucks, somewhere in that range, because we know how much money you're going to be saving with this. We know how much money you're going to be saving. I don't know. Netflix is also competing with Prime Video. Only a matter of time. Only a matter of time until, this type of technology gets disseminated to all of the big content players in the space now. Netflix, Hulu, hell, I mean, Paramount and Warner Brothers. I wonder how they're going to move after this. Rocking with my HBO subscription. I am too. I like HBO for sure. Glaucoma says IPTV is 30 a year and comes with everything. Hey, man, you really can't beat that. I need the plug on that though. I need the hookup. Glaucoma, reach out to me, man. DM me, man. Let me know something. Let me know something. Let me know something. IPTV is Internet Protocol TV, is what that stands for, Kenny. It's basically just like imagine a jailbroken Fire Stick, right? But you don't need a Fire Stick to do it, and you can get it on pretty much any smart TV, right? There's a bunch of different services that offer IPTV. You know, appreciate that, Glaucoma. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Don't forget, holding you to it. I appreciate that. But yeah, that was near and dear on my heart, y'all. I had to bring that up. As somebody who actually went to school for video production and mass media and stuff like that, part of the reason why I'm able to do what I do today. But no, I took a lot of classes in my day that had to do with filmmaking and lighting and editing and stuff like that. So just to hear that like those jobs are going to go by the wayside due to AI, kind of disheartening. Kind of disheartening. But all right, let's move on here. Let's move on. Let me see. Let me see what else we got. What else we got? Let me see. So let me go ahead and end it with this one here. Okay. What up, Thea Pennell? Happy Friday. L Dog, what up? Did y'all see this whole Roblox thing going on? I know y'all had to have seen it. I'm gonna just put it up on the screen. Apparently now on Roblox. This is what they're doing. This is what they're doing on Roblox. Kids game, by the way. I'm gonna mute it. No need to hear the sound. So this is going viral right now, like super stupid viral. Because Roblox is a kids game where kids create these avatars and they get on these levels and challenges and whatnot. You feel me? And somebody posted a video of this going on in, I guess, one of the Roblox servers. It's like a good old threesome action here. Good old train action. Feel me? And I'm not gonna play the whole thing, right? I'm just gonna go ahead and pause it right there. We don't need to see much more. You guys get the gist. But again, this is supposed to be a children's game. And this kind of goes back to the conversation we had yesterday about the toy in the store that the mom picked up, and she wasn't approving of what the toy was doing. The toy was twerking. I think building off of that, piggybacking off of that whole situation, this is why we don't want our kids age 4 and up, right? Playing with toys that promote sexual behavior. Because first it's a toy, and that's normalized what the toy is doing. But then it leads to the kid getting 8, 10 years old, 11 years old when they hop on Roblox. And now they're doing this, you know, because they're just so desensitized to the idea of sexual acts. It's disgusting. Again, Roblox, let me look up the average age of the person who plays Roblox. I might be surprised, honestly. Average age of Roblox players. So around 60% of Roblox users are about 13 years old. And I can totally see a 13-year-old boy conjuring up something like this within Roblox. Here's the issue. Let me mention this. Roblox has been around for years now. For context, I'm in my 30s. And when I was like early high school, I think like early high school, late middle school, I was on Roblox. And at the time, Roblox was just a cool site that you can go on. You can create your own avatar, right? And there were all these different like levels where or in challenges where one might have been like an obstacle course, one might have been like a basketball game, or one might have been like a based off of a movie or something like that. But these levels that you could access and play on Roblox, they were all like fan created, like user created, right? You can actually go in and build stuff. It's low key like an open source RPG, right? Role playing game. It's like an open source RPG. And what I mean by open source is that anybody can get in and make their and design their own levels and design their own avatar. And this is what you get from that. This is what you get from that. This is what happens when you give 13-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 11-year-olds even, A, an internet connection, B, an open source platform with a fun ass game like Roblox, where they can actually manipulate the game and do exactly what they want to it. C, also, we live in a day and age now where the youngest of kids, like 10 years old, they're electronic geniuses, right? They know how to code, they know how to hack, they know how to do all this different type of stuff. Plus, they're just starting to become horny for the first time. The concoction of all those things, all those like 4 things that I just mentioned, that's how you get this. That's how you get this. Let me see. Let me see. Herb says Roblox is going to get banned if they don't do nothing about it. I can see it. I don't know what the I guess you could say like claim would be. Like if somebody were to sue Roblox, right? Which I'm sure is going on right now actively because there's millions of kids around the world, especially in America, that play this game faithfully. And if somebody's parents saw their 11-year-old in a server and this was going on, some Karen around the world, or just hell, some regular parent is gonna do their due diligence, right, and sue the pants off of the owners of Roblox. Void says my future kids are sticking with Minecraft, not doing this road bullshit, and I feel that. I feel that because Minecraft. I had a thought about Minecraft while I was just talking about Roblox. 'Cause Minecraft is just so much more like, how do you say, like it's just basic. It's just like very linear in a way. You can still be as creative as you want. I think it promotes creativity, a game like Minecraft, without exposing you to, you know, degeneracy like what you see here in Roblox. 'Cause again, Roblox, you can do whatever, whenever, you know. So there's a difference, right? Let me see. Call of Duty does it too, just not as blatant like this. Kenny says, I need my niece and nephews off of that. Oh, you got nieces and nephews on that? Yeah, bro. It's scary. And another thing is, Yeah, like Stretch says here, it's easy. It's so easy to mod these things now. That's a fact. That's a fact. I probably couldn't figure out how to do it unless I really, really tried. But these 10, 11, 12-year-olds, oh, I mean, this is their whole life. Roblox is their thing. It's their life. They eat, sleep, and breathe Roblox. You got no bills. Oh, you barely worry about school at that age. You got no responsibilities. Your only responsibility is your Roblox life and making sure that you have Robux. If you guys know what that is, you know. Yeah. And it is earlier than that, King Lee. I agree. I agree. Void. Oh, and I was just about to bring this up, Void. Void says Roblox CEO or something called the predators on the app, quote unquote, an opportunity. I guess he means like to catch predators and stuff like that. But yo, dog, like this is a children's game. This is a children's game. Oh, I know, Chris. I don't know if you're familiar with Roblox, but this is what's apparently going on your nieces and nephews' Roblox servers. It's crazy. But no, like catching predators is like listen, dog. There should be means and measures set up in place for, being able to sign up for Roblox. Like you should not be able to get on there. You should have to verify identity in some way, shape, or form. You know, you should have to have parents make the kids accounts. Like kids shouldn't be able to make accounts on their own. Some sort of measure has to be set up to keep adults, creepy as adults, off of the game. Because you have adults who are in servers just like this. You know, you may have like some 48-year-old sicko walking around with his little virtual Roblox avatar and finds like an innocent 9-year-old little girl or little boy who's just on Roblox and they happen to be in the same server. And they come up to each other and they start, interacting and whatnot. Next thing you know, one thing leads to the next. Now the 9-year-old's telling this 48-year-old where they live, their phone number under the guise of online friendship. It's nasty. Got to be measures put in place to protect the kids. Let me get this shit off the screen, man. At least pause it. That's wild. That's wild. But this is what's going on. It's super viral right now. This video that you guys just watched is super viral right now. And I'll be interested to know what Roblox is going to say about this. Like if they're going to put out a statement. Let me actually Google really quick if they put out a statement. Roblox. Let me see. I should not have typed in Roblox sex on my Google. A bunch of stuff that I just do not want to see just popped up on my screen. I'm glad I didn't screen share that with you guys either. Let me see. Roblox. Jesus Christ, man. Roblox. Let me see. Inappropriate. Let me see. Had to be something recent, right? So NBC News had an article 2 days ago that says Nebraska becomes the latest to sue Roblox, alleging child safety failures. Multiple state attorneys, general and families, accused the popular gaming platform of enabling adult predators to groom children. That's exactly what's going on there. Interesting. Nebraska became the latest to sue Roblox on Wednesday, alleging that the popular game platform exploits children and misrepresents its safety practices. The complaint, one of many similar lawsuits filed by at least 6 other states, accuses the company of allowing direct contact between minors and adult predators, as well as sexually explicit, violent, and otherwise age-inappropriate content, like we just saw here. Since it launched in 2006, Roblox has evolved into a sprawling social gaming ecosystem with a vast catalog of virtual user-made experiences, most of which include real-time messaging. The platform reports having more than 151 million daily active users, and it described itself in its latest shareholder letter as the largest dedicated gaming platform for users aged 13 and under. Nebraska's lawsuit, which Attorney General Mike Hilgers filed in Adams District Court, says sexual predators have repeatedly used Roblox to groom and eventually abduct and sexually assault children. For years, Roblox has known that it has a pedophile problem, the lawsuit says. It built an extremely popular interactive gaming and social media platform by doing what other social media companies could not, marketing to and accepting pre-teenage users. As a result, Roblox became, in its own words, the number one gaming site for kids and teens. So remember we were talking about earlier how, the rise of Facebook and Instagram were the main drivers in people meeting online and stuff like that. And we saw just how prevalent meeting online is in terms of like how couples meet nowadays, right? Since about 2008, 2009, most people were meeting online. But sites like Facebook and Instagram, they're not made for kids, right? In fact, they ask you, hey, are you of a certain age before you sign up? Now, some kids will lie and they'll still get on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, social media, Snapchat, whatever social media, right? But Roblox, you don't have to lie. It's made for children. It's literally a breeding grounds for like, not breeding grounds. That's the wrong way to put it, but like it's just a slew of kids. Again, 13 and under, mainly on average. That's the ages that people are playing. So you have 99 or 95% children on there. Not really any adults in Roblox servers looking around and patrolling to make sure that everything's on the up and up. You might have the adult walking past their kid's room, looking over their shoulder real quick. Oh, he's just playing Roblox, right? Yeah, and 94% of the other people in the lobby are also kids playing Roblox. But that other 6% is some weirdo, right? Living in his mom's basement at 40, 50 years old. Never had no pussy or any type of play from anybody. No sort of romantic involvement with anybody, and just forms parasocial relationships with children online under the guise of them also being a kid. That's scary. And kids don't understand how important it is to keep their business to themselves. Because again, these characters can walk up to each other in game and start messaging each other. And it's all seen in fun. It's all seen in fun because it's supposed to be all kids. Nasty stuff, man. I'm glad they're getting sued. Glad they're getting sued. Lord, man. Jeez, man. You guys are funny. Knowing Roblox, they would say we'd leave it in the hand of parents to monitor the activity of their children. We pride ourselves on freedom of creativity and will do no such thing to limit said freedoms. Mike says it's a parenting issue. But I don't know if I can say that though. I think when it comes to like protecting the children, there should be there's a right and a wrong to everything, right? And I think that like in hindsight, as somebody who grew up on these type of websites from time to time, I wasn't doing none of the stuff that you see here. But I think it's wrong, especially in 2026, to have basically social media apps for children, because that's all this is. That's all this is. It's just social media for children that adults can also access. We know what social media does to us as adults. It ain't healthy. And Roblox is doing nothing but feeding a direct pipeline from their platform, Roblox, which is a social media app for children, a direct pipeline to, and I'm not even talking about like the sex trafficking, child endangerment, assault, things like that, but just a direct pipeline, even for the kids who don't get abused, who don't get stalked or whatever. You're training their brains so early that the social media is important. They're going to go from Roblox, and they're going to drop that straight to Snapchat, Instagram, all that stuff. They'll already be hooked. They already got you. Mike says we had Club Penguin, AOL, etc. As the new generation parents, we should know better and protect our kids. Now that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. I also did have Club Penguin. Those were the days. Not gonna lie. Club Penguin, like IMVU, and there's a bunch of different ones, right? I can't remember all of them. But there are a bunch of different ones. But yeah, as I think like millennials who kind of grew up with that as it was just kind of hitting the scene, you know, we should know what the risks and dangers are more so than like say like boomers or you know and beyond. So I agree. Asmodia says it's becoming increasingly hard for parents to monitor everything and then be gaslit later saying they ain't doing enough, then go right around and calling the new generation soft. No, I agree with Stretch here. So it's a society issue more than just parental. More than just parental. I see what y'all are saying here in the chat. It's definitely more than just a parental thing, you know. Because like, what do you do? What do you do? You can't. You can only. I feel like you can only keep your children away from the internet, but for so long, because it's just everywhere now. And as soon as you give them that key to the internet, it's like it's open season to the stuff that they consume, the stuff that they, you know, interact with, like the people they meet through these online channels and mediums. There's no filter to any of it, which is why, again, I'm an advocate. No social media for anybody under 16. I don't care if it's Roblox, whatever. If you're not 16, at least you do not need to be on any sort of social media platform. Is what it is. But all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and leave that there. And thus, this episode of Sudden Reactions, y'all, episode 42. Episode 42. We got another one in the books, y'all. Another one in the books. I'm very, very happy and pleased that we didn't get news of Lamar Jackson's contract extension just yet. I'm very pleased about that, but I feel like that news is right around the corner. Okay, it's right around the corner. And when that news does drop, we will be live. And hopefully you guys come through on the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel. Again, shout out to each and every one of you guys who are watching live. Shout out to each and every one of you guys who are watching the replay of this episode. Again, my name is Sutton Def, and you are listening and or watching Sudden Reactions. It's been episode 42. We will be back on Tuesday of next week. We will be back on Tuesday of next week. So make sure you stay tuned in, stay locked in by liking the video, subscribing to the channel. But with that being said, guys, it's been a great one. Love you guys. Stay positive, test negative, and never, ever, ever forget, even on the rainiest of days, to call God. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.